Bottom line Jay with the Genesis Scottish Open picks this week. Got a few. So what I normally do, I take a bunch of long shots. I'm betting very short money here. We're talking like $1, but I've been doing pretty good. I started working on a model, built it out originally in Perplexity, and then figured out Claude a little bit better. And so now I build my prompts in Perplexity, and I built a really solid model. It's been working well. I also use it for GPPs in DraftKings, and like last week was my best week. I've only been doing it 5 weeks, like with the model that I've created, and it's really, I mean, last week I had 11 lineups cash, and had my $7,400 guy not been Johnny missed the cut Kiefer, I still placed 101st out of 24,000 people. Yeah, so if I had just one other person that was average or even did pretty good, man, and there were several at that price point and below. Thanks, Johnny Kiefer. I really could have contended for first, but it didn't happen. But we've had 3 profitable weeks in a row. I haven't hit much on bets lately, but I take some flyer bets, but they are thought out. So I'll jump in and show you who I got. I got Matt McCarty. This is definitely a flyer at 2,400 to 1. I'm sorry, 24,000 to 1. So here's what I like about McCarty. I mean, you're looking, here he is here. I mean, you can see he's green across the board in all the metrics that we need for our guys to perform well at this course. Got a number of different metrics that are being tracked with different weights, obviously assigned to various ones. Strokes gained, approach, obviously a huge one. Off the tee, also good. Weighted strokes, tee to green, I think it's important on the long par fours. Put quite a bit of weight in that. Want to see par four scoring and par five scoring be really good. I felt that having a fit for Renaissance specifically or a similar course would be pretty important. Three putt avoidance, I put some weight in there, but just not a ton because these greens are going to be slow and quite puttable for these guys. So even if you got guys in the red on three putt avoidance, I'm in everything else is green. I'd be willing to overlook it this week. So let's jump back to McCarty. A lot of green here, guys. Then here he's just above middle of the pack on 200 to 225 approaches into the green, and also just under middle of the pack on 225 to 250, but everything else is green. And then again, my three putt avoidance, he is in the red there, but not way deep in the red. He's just below the 50% area. So I think Matt McCarty, I mean, at those odds, throw a buck on him. Sure, why not? Next one I have is Xander Schauffele. Obviously, he's ranked up there pretty high. I think 19 to 1 on him is pretty darn good. I wouldn't mind getting that on a $1 thing. And if he hits and I've got 20 bets on people to win, he hedges my bets. So other guy I really like is Kurt Kitayama at 50 to 1. This guy is a really good fit for this golf course. I could show you his grid if you want to see it, but trust me, this guy is set up really to play well here this week. I like him next week as well in the Open. Patrick Cantlay, middle of the pack guy, 40 to 1. Well, he's not really middle of the pack, he's upper. But I think that's pretty good value for him. He's boring. He usually shits the bed on at least one round. So be prepared to be disappointed. Thank you, Patrick Cantlay. I'm throwing a buck on him anyway, because if I don't, he'll win. Tommy Fleetwood, 20 to 1, really, really good fit for this place. I think he's placed in the top 10 like 3 times, in the past 5 attempts here, something crazy. So he's a great fit here. 20 to 1, decent value. I'd like to see a little bit better, but I mean, that's not super bad because he's really, really good here. Alex Smalley. All right. Here's another guy. I've been picking him all year. I feel like I got to show you his grid real quick. So Alex Smalley, he's right here. So look at this. He's 7,500 on DraftKings, which is great value. Really good on approach. All green here. Just right in the middle of the pack on long approaches, but really in the top of the pack on other long approaches. And his really only red here, guys, three putt avoidance. Alex Smalley could be a phenomenal play this week, especially at 120 to 1. Yeah, I'm willing to throw a buck at that. Sahith Theegala, I keep going back and forth with this guy. Here's his problem. 110 to 1, unbelievable odds for the year he's having. Absolutely. I believe he's played Rennie well once or twice. I think that's why, that's it though, because currently right now he is struggling on the long approaches 200, 225, 225, 250, 250 above. Terrible. He's like not just below the middle, he's like towards the bottom. So I'm actually not sure why I threw $1 on him. Probably did that right after I heard one of these jackasses on a podcast. I take that back. A lot of the guys I listen to are super good on the podcast. I like my favorite guy's Bo McBrayer over at Betting Pros. Guy's great. Him and Pat Fitzmaurice do a good job. I listen to Pat Mayo. I do check out Ship It Nation. I like those guys pretty well. There's a bunch of other ones too that I try to catch. I just don't know the names of all of them, but those are the ones I go to. I'm taking Sepp Straka 150 to 1. Why not? I mean, he's a good fit for the course. Concern with Straka, I mean, but man, at these odds, you can't go wrong. Sorry with this XL popping back up. So let's look at Sepp real quick. Sepp here is a lot of green. He is a little red on par fours, the long 450 to 500s, and his par four average is a little bit below the middle of the pack. Not bad, but look at these approach numbers. Unbelievable on long approaches, and everything else is solid green. He's a great fit for Rennie, too, at almost, 1 or more, which is high. So Sepp Straka, he's kind of been having a rough go lately. He's going to be low owned in DraftKings at 7,200. I mean, I think for the odds for $1, 150. I mean, top 20 him too. He's a great guy to parlay with like a top 20 or even a top 30. He'll still help you build good parlays. Nikolai Højgaard. Here's another guy, up and down, had some phenomenal rounds this year and had some real snoozers. I busted a lot of lineups with this guy a few weeks ago. I've kind of shied from him, but I think this might be a course that could fit him well and he could bounce back. If it's going to happen, this should be the place to see it. Otherwise, I'm a little leery on the rest of his season, but I think he's got a good shot to rebound here. He needs something nice here to round out his season because he started off way too good. Robert McIntyre, these odds are terrible. The reason I took him, guys, a lot of these picks, I found this list. I got a list. These are the Glengarry leads, right? So I found that list and I'm like, all right, I've got to bet $1 on all these guys every week. And some weeks there's only like 5 or 6 of them in. Other weeks like this one, there are 17 in. So that's why a lot of these are on here. Not a lot of them are model fits. And Robert McIntyre is one of them that is not. His season is not going very well. I mean, if I saw him at like 80 to 1, I still don't think I would have pulled the trigger on him, to be honest with you. But because he's on the list, he's on my bet sheet. Let's look at Matty Schmid. Now, this guy's got unbelievably high odds here, 275 to 1. Got to show you his card. I actually like this one. Again, I really think he's going to win. Maybe not, but let's look at his numbers, right? Get a lot of green, but then you got a long par fours. He's really not good. These are the long ones, 450 to 500. He loses a lot to the field. He's towards the bottom. Par four average, not that great, but not way down. Then you look at all of his approaches from long distance. They're actually not too bad. And everything else is pretty green, and he's a good Rennie fit. So great value at 6,800 on DraftKings, and I definitely think he's worth a flyer. Definitely a top 20. He's got to be plus 5 or 6 odds, I would say, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. Check your book. Minwoo Lee, another guy that can spike. You never know with this guy. I think he's a really good pick this week. Also, 44 to 1. Model likes him. They're not nuts about him, but he is one of those streaky guys that you just never know when he could show up. Um, I just don't know if the wind gets up or it gets a little crazy. I just don't know if he'll hang then, but we'll see. Sung J M again, he's a guy on the list, 155 to 1. Clearly not having the season we're accustomed to seeing. Jake Knapp. Jake Knapp, that wrist injury really screwed up his season this year. Guy was on fire early in the year. Now he's kind of been, trying to resurge back. I like the value at 68 to 1 to see him bounce back. He is a great fit in the model. It really likes him. Let's take a look at it real quick. So if we take a peek at Jake, if I can find him, Jake Knapp right here. 7,700 on DraftKings, all green across the board, strokes gained, par fours. Look at these lengthy approach distances. Dude, the guy is bright green everywhere across the board. The model is screaming yes. Look at him at Rennie, 1.33. That's at the pretty high echelon for this course, and he's so low owned in DraftKings. I'm telling you, man, Jake Knapp, phenomenal pick this week. Hopefully he gets it together, but I'd love to see him get out there. I love 68 to 1 at him. Siwoo Kim, the best player probably in the PGA this year that hasn't won. We've been saying that for how many weeks? Finally, a course that actually fits him a lot better than last week. Look for him to show up potentially. I like him as a top 10 bet, but at 52 to 1, I think it's a good fit for the course. I'll take it. Harry Hall, he just seems to play well over in the UK. I know he puts lights out over there. And he has enough game that he could show up. He's really a guy that's on the list. My model doesn't love him, but I could see him performing well here. But the odds are that he's not going to do great. I think Rory's a great pick and huge value at 9.6 to 1. Definitely a good pick to try to, if you want to bet up a little bit and get good value. I think Rory's a really good pick here this week. Ludwig, of course, I threw my dollar donation on him. He won't win because he doesn't win. He'll save his shit up for the playoffs. So in your one and dones, if you still have him, I would hold him for the last 3 weeks. But I'm throwing my dollar donation on him this week. Matt Fitzpatrick, this guy's very live this week. 21 to 1. I think that's pretty damn good odds. He shows up here. He plays well on these link style courses. Matt Fitzpatrick, almost a no-brainer to pick this week. I do like Alex this week. I don't think I bet him outright. I might have to correct that, but I think he had pretty decent odds. I would go ahead and check out Alex. He's a good pick there. Next, I built some parlays. These are kind of just fun money parlays. I have Chris Gotterup and Wyndham Clark to place. Sorry, I meant to put the whole thing. I have Clark to go top 10, Gotterup to go top 20. I took that to get $1 to pay 8. The next one here is Hatton, Kitayama, and Wrighton, all to place top 20. That'll pay $19. The next one here is Oberg, Schauffele, and Fleetwood, all top 20. That dollar will earn $6.60. That's a pretty good bet right there, actually. I think that's solid. Here we've got another one that's a 4-legger. Cantlay, McIlroy, Kim, and Kitayama. All 4 placed in the top 20, pays 27. Another decent parlay here that I really like is Wyndham Clark, who is on fire right now. And if he keeps riding the hotness, which he does usually, look out. He could blow up too, but I'm going to go on the side of he's on fire. And speaking of on fire, Chris Gotterup is on fire. Aaron Rye, the model, loves this week. And my boy, Old Yella, Sudarshan Yellamaraju. Look at these guys. 4 of these guys placed in the top 20 at $71. And my last 4-leg parlay that hit a couple weeks ago, guess who was in there? Old Yella. All right, I love that guy. It's such a great story. All right, anyway, 4 picks. Here's another one. Jake Knapp, Corey Connors, Nick Taylor, and Old Yella again. All of them to hit top 20. That happens, $300. Obviously, our outliers, Nick Taylor. Numbers look really good on this course. He sets up good in the model. So does Connors. Having a disappointing year, in my opinion. Can Nap bounce back? We'll find out. Old Yella, old Reliable. Probably missed the fucking cut, but let's hope not. I can't believe I said that. Okay, 3 picks. This is a 3-legger. All top 20. Tyrrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, Shane Lowry. That's, I think, a really solid parlay. 13-1 on that one. And our final super long shot humdinger. It's a 4-legger. It's Kurt Kitayama, who is a great model darling this week. Xander, who should show up really well this week. Cantlay, who probably will do enough to be like T25 just to piss me off. And I think Shane Lowry is going to be in the hunt this week. So, man, this one I got spicy with, though. I took Schauffele as the winner, Kitayama in top 5, Cantlay top 10, and Lowry top 20. So if that hits, my $1 will get me $2,000. All right, hit me up. If you want me to take a deep dive in the model on any players, hit me up. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on X, Bottomline J. Just reach out. We'll get you something, or right here on YouTube. Later.